I got to talk about the ring. Oh. So this was not an AEW ring. They got a ring from somebody local or whatever. I thought it was 18 by 18. Buddy Matthews said it was 16 by 16, which I'm not sure if that's true. Like, I wasn't in the ring, and he was. There were people complaining about the ring. You know, I don't think they should have gone online to complain about it. Just what's done is done, but that's what happened. Tell them that they're paid by a con. So Bryan Vinny, Craig, and Lance Storm show. Fallon appears to be heading up to the main roster, which is why they took the title off of her. And Dave seems to think she has no hope.
Yeah, the woman didn't listen to that show. She may quit the business. Jesus, Dave.
That spiral tap that Stephanie does, that thing is beautiful.
Vic called it a spiral tap because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not very good at his job.
Well, I just repeated it. So I am also not very good at my job.
Yeah, but he makes more money than you.
Fair.
I'm confident.
Bury Craig any further? Well, Trick's another one that
maybe like done.
Yeah, I think he's going to the main roster. And I was told that all the big names that were beaten were called up, so I presume that's what happened here.
A similar reaction to when Brock Lesnar pinned The Undertaker at WrestleMania and ended the streak. People were not expecting that at all. There were audible gasps.
Yeah, people gasped, and you could see guys in the front row just they grab their face like, oh my God. People were gasping. They were screaming. They could not believe that Trick got beaten. They go, we saw who debuted this past Tuesday, but they won't say his name. Not one single person, aside from the fans, has said the name Ricky Starks. He has now been on TV twice. So I guess Tuesday we'll find out what's his name.
They have been claiming for a long time now that their women's division is the best in the world. Now, with these three, they may actually have the best women's division in the world.
At least we know Jordan's name.
She is Jordan Grace.
That's for sure.
And they even use the Juggernaut, so they're keeping it all, it seems.
Keeping the music?
Not to be a shill here, but TNA also books their Knockouts division extremely strong. They quite often main event pay-per-views.
I wouldn't say anything at all negative about TNA, but I mean...
Well, you don't watch it.
Well, the big difference is... well, it's not even that, Lance. I don't get any quarters for TNA, so I have no idea who does well and who doesn't. But I can say, from looking at the WWE and the AEW quarters, the promotions that push the women hard, their women do good numbers. And the promotion that does not push their women hard, their women do not do good numbers. I got to talk about the ring. So this was not an AEW ring. They got a ring from somebody local or whatever. I thought it was 18 by 18. Buddy Matthews said it was 16 by 16, which I'm not sure if that's true. Like, I wasn't in the ring and he was, but 16 by 16 is fucking small. There were people complaining about the ring, and, you know, it's just, I don't think they should have gone online to complain about it. Just what's done is done, but that's what happened.
Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega.
Goodness.
Like, my only negative here is that Kenny came out to his Final Fantasy opera music again, and man, it just doesn't work.
It fucking sucks, dude.
So this match ruled.
Yeah.
It was very much a party match. There's not really a point to recap move by move or anything.
They did every move ever.
Hey, man, some I've never seen before.
Except a headlock.
We can sit here and tell you a bunch of moves, but I think when you do that, you give ammunition to these idiots that say all they do is moves. This was not all about moves. And then we had a Hidden Blade, One-Winged Angel combo.
Two most dangerous finishes in AEW at the same time.
Yes.
And it was the finish. So Harley runs wild early, including giving Mercedes what I can only describe as a savage motorboating, and then busts up Minnie Monet, the puppet, but then she and Minnie Monet both rise from the dead to fight back.
I'm a fair man. I've been very critical of Mercedes in the past. It took her a while to get going in AEW, but I would say the last, 9 months, year, she has been fucking great.
Copeland's music ends, and the crowd just this whole big, damn hot crowd is singing for a long time, the whole chorus. And he's like choking up and then laughing about all this. This is one of the coolest things I've seen on a wrestling show all year. And yes, I know it's only February. Shut up.
It was beautiful.
We've brought Timeless Tony back. She got her big win in her home country. Everyone was happy. It was the first big win for an Aussie on the show, so that made it even happier.
So, that was that. 2 good shows. Granny, what's going on?
Shredding papers.
What are you doing that for?
I got to get rid of my past.
I beg your pardon?
Excuse me?
I haven't paid taxes for about 25 years anyway.
Okay.
So, on that note, what else? She is avoiding the cops. Why is Granny frozen?
I don't know.
And looking very stern. Are you frozen, Granny, or are you a ventriloquist?
I don't know. I had a baked potato and I was going to warm it up. and I dropped it face down
That's why they call the game hot potato.
on the floor.
You know, you got a bad day when you drop a potato.
How many times can you call yourself dummy?
Vinny?
When I get there, I'll let you know.
This is January 21st, 1925.
What?
Excuse me?
1925?
100 years ago?
This was before you were born? What year was it?
This year.
Oh, 2025. Okay, you were only off by 100 years. Not a big deal.
Yeah. I said 2125.
No, you said 1925.
Oh, I did?
2125 would have been 100 years wrong the other way.
Okay. I kind of like the guy anyway. Pat McAfee, you remember?
Yeah, we know Pat McAfee.
Versus Cole.
Cole.
Versus Cole.
An actual literal pile of coal.
What's his first name?
Adam.
Adam.
Michael Cole. This is a good match.
So true.
He actually called Cornette something that wasn't sissy, and he had to stop himself to then say sissy. It upset him that he'd used a word that wasn't sissy.
I think it was dummy.
There he goes. That little dump sissy.
I'm not making up what happens next. Jim Ross is still in his suit in a field blindfolded with his hands out in front of him like a zombie
Just wandering.
wandering.
Yes.
So he finally runs into Stagger Lee, who bears a very similar physical resemblance to the Junkyard Dog.
What?
What are you talking about?
Same proportions.
I mean, they talk exactly the same.
Yeah.
They cut the exact same promo.
MJF and Hangman have their face-to-face to open the show. It's been a very long time.
Isn't that how it always goes?
It is, and for a while I was into it, and then I was like, okay, we get it, you don't like each other. Somebody throw out a stip or a challenge or something, but no, they just go back and forth for minutes on end. I was going to recap the whole thing, and I was like, sitting here now, I don't know why I would.
While it is too long, at least it's a really long segment for a feud that feels like one of, if not the hottest feuds in this company. This does feel hot. Hangman needs to win this feud. He's your top babyface, and he's going on to beat Jon Moxley, win the title, and save All Elite Wrestling. Just got to do it.
It's funny because they were doing meat chants, and it really wasn't a meat match. This was just an Attitude Era garbage match. She poetically called herself a slut, a whore, and a tramp, but also the champ. I beat you with my small package. You should have worn protection because I railed you with the biggest package there's ever been.
Wow.
That's what she said. Her exact words were, if you want to go face to face, tit to tit, or lip to lip, I'm not hard to find.
I cannot believe we have gone from the Mercedes-Harley feud. She beat her in her hometown, and we are moving on to Momo Watanabe. He had a plan. Momo Watanabe's next. This Harley thing got hot. We'll do it, but you know what? Momo is next. Doesn't matter how hot she got. Doesn't matter. It's like we're moving on to what was planned, and sometimes you got to shift. I have no idea how they're going to get people even half as excited for Mercedes and Momo as they were for Mercedes and Harley. But they're going to try, I guess.
I don't know exactly what happened here, but I know if I was Thunder Rosa, I would be completely furious. They get in her face, essentially daring her to hit him with a chair. She doesn't want to. It's not part of not what she's supposed to do. Then they start like doing tug of war with it. Dude, they made her look like the biggest geek in the entire world here.
Not 1 week goes by where I don't hear from somebody in AEW saying, why the fuck don't we have production meetings? We need production meetings. Things happen on every show where if we had a production meeting, they wouldn't happen. But Tony refuses to do production meetings, and here we are. This is another one. What in the fuck happened here? Nobody knows. I didn't get a single good explanation for it. It was just everybody was on a different page, and you made the babyface look like an absolute idiot. You can be a geek who always gets geeked out, and like he did get geeked out early, but now he's done some stuff as a geek, and so that's part of the heat.
Yeah.
He's a geek
Who succeeds?
that's a winner.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking good at playing this geek. Orange just vanished one day. They announced he's going to be back in a championship series. He's done nothing to deserve it. He's just been gone. And so he comes back, and then you gave him a win, but like you beat his ass the entire time, and he hit one move and won. So yes, I think that I would have booked this differently.
It really ends with Kenny and Orange, who do not have a match booked, having a stare down over a belt that neither one of them holds. That was strange.
Yes. I would not say that the streak of excellent Dynamites continued.
It was a single thumbs up show.
Yeah, it was fine. NXT in particular, that's like their calling card. We have the best women's division in all of wrestling. And they pushed it throughout this show. So this was practically a women's show. It was at least as much women's content as men's. And the fans loved it all.
The lights go out. It is, in fact, Moose from TNA. People going nuts. Moose declares himself the one man Oba cannot rule over. Moose says the match has to happen. Oba says it will. They hold their belts up. The music plays. That's the end.
Yes.
So when is the match?
We don't know yet.
Where is the match? What channel is the match
They're
on?
building it up as something big, but you know what?
It will happen.
I thought this segment was great.
The official NXT contract signing is next. I am very sad they did not get his AEW music. We have a very generic rap song instead. And he signs and poses, and we zoom in on the contract, which reads Ricky Saints. So when I heard about this new name, I was appalled. I realized he's from New Orleans, but of all the teams in major North American pro sports to emulate,
It's fine.
yeah, it's been 2 days, and I said, you know what? There is no other Ricky Saints. If you Google Ricky Saints, you'll get this guy. It's fine. It's fine.
Yes. Do you think if I got like a nice kind of a shirt, do you think I could pass as Ricky Starks if I dyed my hair jet black? Could I do it or no? You know, these Hardys being on NXT television for some reason, it just feels like way bigger than your average WWE main roster person showing up.
Well, sure. Every single one of these wrestlers grew up watching Matt and Jeff.
Well, yeah.
Emulating Matt and Jeff, wanting to be Matt and Jeff. And a great number of the fans did as well. So this is a huge deal. This is Jordynne Grace's in-ring debut as a full-time WWE performer. Let's do everything we can to make her look awesome. And she is awesome. And she would not have needed help to look awesome. But since they did help her, it was a huge success.
But goddamn, you watch fucking NXT and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what people are going to say. You never know who's going to show up now because they're working with TNA. You never know who's going to win these fucking matches or lose them. I mean, it is the most unpredictable show.
That's true.